So we're going back to using that hook stance, front kick, reverse punch. We were just looking at it how it can be a transitional as a part of defending against, right? If you're linking it with the shudauke to the throat. We're going to look at it now as a simple way of keeping someone from grabbing your lapel or reaching it for a choke or a straight punch or straight reach. Now obviously this is not going to work off haymakers. Usually in the street you don't get a whole lot of straight punches. Okay, but you do get people trying to reach in. So remember we were talking before, we were doing those choke releases. We were saying never wait there for them to choke you and then do your move. No, you don't want them to get a hold of you. So this motion, this basic idea, is a very simple, basic way to keep them from reaching in and grabbing your lapel, or choking or whatever. So the lapel grab is basically they're trying to get a hold of this to pull you into punches, a classic attack in the street, okay? Because by holding you here, run away. I know exactly where you're going. I just want to keep blocking you when you're trying to get away. So that's a very effective attack. So what we'll start with is we don't want them to get a hold. Later to kind of get those high blocks, we're going to use the high blocks to defend in case they do get a hold. But for now, we're trying to keep them from getting a hold. So slowly, just so you can see what's happening, as they're reaching in, it could be a single, it could be double, doesn't matter. Okay? So what we're going to do is, as that hand is coming in, we're going to step, off to the side. This lead hand comes up. Okay? Well, I'm not trying to grab. If I try to grab, I might miss. He's in there and he's got my lapel. All right? So I want you to slowly reach in and grab my lapel. Okay, that's what you don't want to have happen. So as it's coming in, this hand is coming up here. I'm stepping off to the side. I'm getting to the angle. I'm using my chest spot to control that arm. My hook stance is just a temporary position. This is like we were doing before at this point, right? So we're using this chest spot to keep that arm down. So because what he needs to do to punch me is to square up and punch, right? Bang. But I'm using this pressure temporarily to keep him from squaring up and punching me. Now I got his knee there, right? Strike the knee, strike the head, and I'm out. So that's basically that move in the kata, right? So again, the guy's reaching in, I'm here, crunch that knee, strike the head, and I'm out, right? And the kata does it to both sides because he might reach with the other hand, in which case I'm here, striking, striking, all right? So the kata does it to both sides because they might reach with the other hand. And this will work against a single reach, right? Or double. Doesn't matter. I'm getting to the outside, I'm using that shift. In the kata, you're going basically a 90 degree from that 45 here, right? So that's just telling you, get off to his angle. So when he's coming in, I'm getting off to his angle, right? He's on my center line, I'm off his center line, blast, blast, right? So last time we worked on just getting off to the side, using the chest block to control that limb, kick, and strike, yeah? This time, let's go this side so you can see better. It's a little bit different. So, instead of doing that, we're going to think about using the chest block to control the limb. So what's going to happen is it comes in, I'm going to feed it into this arm here, pull it straight, and I'm going to take my chest block position here and do a basic arm bar. So I'm going to slide into that hook stance, press here. All right? And the idea is to reposition. This hook stance is one transitional, but it's also allowing me to shift my weight to put more pressure here. If I just stood back like this, there's only so much I can get on that arm. But if I slide up and shift my weight, that's what's happening here. Now I'm in a position, one, if I wanted to, I could kick the face, right? So that's what Sensei, can you kick someone in the head? Sure I can. Get his head down, bang, and kick it, right? I don't want to kick him off this way. So that's one possibility, all right? Or from here, you can kick this leg out, punch. Depending on where you are, I can kick that leg out, punch. But the idea is we're using the chest block motion as a quick arm bar, not so much to control, but to damage and reposition head to go for a kick and a strike. But it's that same idea, okay? So again, as they're reaching in, you check it, feed it into your other hand, and pull to straighten out that arm, okay? Because you never want to try, so hands up. I don't want to try and pull, because he's strong here, right? But if he's already reaching, now he's already straightened his arm for me. And I'm just taking advantage of that, okay? So we've got this position, kick, strike, and out, okay?